Part 9. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 81. Walking among the streets, you can feel the smell of fireworks in Luoyang City. I have to say that Lu Bian is quite capable. While walking among the crowd, Lu Jin's eyes suddenly fell on a small alley. In this small alley, Lu Jin saw a few beggars and homeless people in ragged clothes hiding shivering in dark corners. Even in the bustling city of Luoyang, there are corners where the sun never shines. When you are born in troubled times, you are extremely lucky to survive. Lu Jin looked at the homeless beggars and sighed slightly. The next second, Lu Jin reached out and grabbed a dirty little hand. Looking back, a miserable girl looked at Lu Jin with a horrified look on her face, her whole body trembling uncontrollably. Immediately afterwards, the girl closed her eyes directly, as if she had been prepared to be beaten. Lu Jin let go of her hand and said unhurriedly, "You have hands and feet, so why don't you work in exchange for money and food, and instead commit theft here?" Seeing that Lu Jin did not hit her, the girl looked at Lu Jin carefully. When I saw that the clothes Lu Jin was wearing were silk clothes on the market that could only be worn by wealthy people. The girl bit her lip and said, "My sister is sick, and the doctor said it will cost a lot of money to cure her. So you're going to steal?" It's my first time." Looking at the timid little beggar in front of him, Lu Jin was silent for a moment and then spoke. "How much is it?" Hearing these words, the girl was stunned for a moment, and then a light called hope seemed to light up in the girl's dull eyes. The doctor said, "We need 50 gold coins." But at this point, the girl suddenly stopped. Why did Lu Jin give him 50 gold coins? You know, this is 50 gold coins. For beggars like them, 1 gold coin is considered an astronomical number. Not to mention 50 gold coins. Ding! Congratulations on triggering the adventure mission Luoyang Beggar. Adventure mission? Lu Jin couldn't help but be surprised when he heard the system prompt. He actually triggered the adventure mission. You know, during the internal beta of the Empire game, various actions of players will trigger adventure missions. Each adventure mission has different requirements to complete. Some adventure missions exist purely to trick players, and of course there are also some adventure missions that will give you some unexpected good things. Lu Jin didn't expect that he would encounter an unexpected mission just by meeting a beggar. There is no task panel, and I don't know what the conditions are for completing the task, nor what items will be rewarded after completion. Even Lu Jin doesn't know what mission completion means and what mission failure means. Completely unknown. But that's the beauty of adventure missions. After Lu Jin thought for a moment, he took out 50 gold coins and threw them to the strange girl. The girl stared blankly at the bag of gold coins in her hand, feeling like she was in a dream, a little unreal. "Watch the bag, don't let anyone snatch it." Lu Jin waved his hand, turned around and left. To him, 50 gold coins was just a drop in the bucket, but to that girl, it might be a life. At this moment, the girl suddenly grabbed Lu Jin's clothes. "My benefactor, can you tell me your name? I will definitely repay you in the future." Lu Jin. After saying her name, the girl stopped pestering Lu Jin. Holding the life-saving money, the girl turned around and got into the crowd. Ding! Congratulations on completing the adventure mission Luoyang Beggar and successfully obtained the mission reward of 100 gold coins. 100 gold coins. You made 50 gold coins just by cooperating with you every time. Lu Jin looked at the tasks prompted by the system and couldn't help but sigh. Sure enough, the adventure mission was completely random. At least he didn't lose anything, he made at least 50 gold coins, Lu Jin comforted himself. After such an episode, Lu Jin had no intention of continuing to wander around Luoyang. It was better to go to the palace as soon as possible to set up the teleportation altar. In the palace, Lu Bian was handling official business. When Lu Jin appeared in the study, Lu Bian was shocked at first. But after seeing that the person coming was Lu Jin, he immediately calmed down. "I've met my lord." Lu Bian respectfully called Lu Jin lord. "This time, lord," I shouted with all my heart. If it weren't for Lu Jin, I'm afraid he would have become the puppet of Shichenshi, and how could he be sitting here unharmed? Lu Jin took a look at the official documents on Lu Bian's desk and had to say that Lu Bian had indeed managed Luoyang City in an orderly manner. "I have set up a teleportation altar in Luoyang City, which can be activated using the Lord's heart. If something happens to you, you can come to Qianlong town to find me through the teleportation altar." Teleportation altar? Lu Bian's eyes lit up when he heard the name. He has long heard about the magical existence of Qianlong town, but due to the distance and the chaos of today's world, he has never been to Qianlong town. Unexpectedly, when Lu Jin came to Luoyang City this time, he actually set up a teleportation altar. In this way, when I have free time, wouldn't I be able to go to Qianlong town and witness the magic of Qianlong town? I'll keep this in mind. Lu Bian answered respectfully. Later, Lu Jin took Lu Bian to the location of the sub-altar. A separate altar was set up in the palace. In this way, even if there is an invasion by a foreign enemy, troops can be sent directly from Qianlong town to suppress it. Similarly, if Lu Bian is determined, Lu Jin can send troops to suppress him at any time. You know, only Lu Jin has the teleportation authority to teleport the altar. Even if the sub-altar in Luoyang does not have the heart of a lord, Lu Jin can still use the authority of the main altar to send troops to the Luoyang palace. Lu Jin hoped that he would never use this function. Afterwards, Lu Jin did not stop in Luoyang, and had to go to a second location to set up an altar. And this location is naturally Yanmen Pass. As the border pass between Zhenhan and barbarians, the key role of Yanmen Pass should not be obvious. In order to prevent those barbarians from going south again, Lu Jin also needs to set up a sub-altar of the teleportation altar at Yanmen Pass to transport troops and suppress the barbarians. Thinking of this, Lu Jin was ready to leave Luoyang and go to Yanmen Pass. But at this moment, Lu Jin came near the city gate and was about to leave Luoyang, when suddenly a figure rushed directly into his arms. Lu Jin did not avoid it because he had already clearly seen the person in front of him. It was the young beggar whom he had helped, but compared to before, she had more wounds and more blood stains on her body. Behind her, several gangsters armed with wooden sticks were chasing after her. Ding, congratulations on triggering the adventure mission Luoyang beggar follow-up. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 82. Good guy. Lu Jin was a little surprised when he saw the name of this adventure mission. There is actually a follow-up to this adventure mission? My benefactor, save me. Looking at the scarred girl in his arms, Lu Jin almost didn't hesitate and took action decisively. The true energy burst out and penetrated directly into the bodies of those ruffians. The next second, several local ruffians who were still alive and kicking fell to the ground without breathing. Lu Jin's sudden attack directly caused commotion among many pedestrians on the street. But the whole of Luoyang is already in Lu Jin's pocket. The moment he took action, several black guards appeared around him. One of the black guards showed a token, and this token symbolized Luoyang's official Imperial Guard token. The Royal Forest Army is doing its business, and the idle people should retreat. Upon hearing that it was the Royal Forest Army, the originally panicked crowd immediately calmed down. It turned out to be officers and soldiers, who they thought they were, daring to kill people in the street. Several other black guards gathered around Lu Jin, looking at the body on the ground and asking, "Lord, do you want to dispose of these corpses?" "Not urgent." Lu Jin looked at the girl in his arms and comforted softly, "It's okay." The girl raised her head, her little face was full of tears. "My benefactor, please save Xiao Yu." Lu Jin comforted the girl and learned the whole story from her. It turned out that after Lu Jin gave the gold coin to the girl immediately went to the hospital to seek help from the doctor. Unexpectedly, just when she got the prescription and was about to go to the pharmacy to get the medicine, she was told by the pharmacy clerk that the medicine she needed 100 gold coins to purchase. Misfortunes never come singly. When she came out of the pharmacy, she was targeted by these gangsters again. Unexpectedly, when she was desperate, she actually met Lu Jin again. After hearing the girl's experience, Lu Jin narrowed his eyes slightly and noticed something was wrong. What medicine? It actually costs 100 gold coins to purchase. 100 gold coins is not a small amount for ordinary people. Besides, the appearance of these ruffians is too coincidental. In the dark, it seems that there is a big hand controlling the fate of the poor girl in front of me. Thinking of this, Lu Jin looked at the black guard next to him. Take the corpses of these ruffians for autopsy. If you find anything strange, notify me immediately. Also, go check the doctor at the medical center and the clerk at the pharmacy to see if there is any collusion between them. After receiving the order, Black Guard disappeared instantly. At this time, Lu Bian also sent guards to maintain order at the scene. Lu Jin looked at the girl in front of him and said to her, "Take me to your sister first. I happen to have some medical skills." Hearing these words, a glimmer of hope arose in the girl's heart. She quickly led Lu Jin through the city gate to a ruined temple on the outskirts. After arriving at this ruined temple, an unspeakable stench hit me. Lu Jin walked into the ruined temple and saw a pale and skinny girl lying on the ground. Long-term malnutrition even caused her hair to turn extremely yellow. Seeing this scene, Lu Jin couldn't help but sigh. There were thousands of beggars like this in the vast territory of the Shenhan dynasty, and it was only today that I received the mission to see this scene. Perhaps, without that adventure mission, this girl named Xiao would have perished here. Lu Jin took a step forward and picked up Xiao Yu's arm. When the true energy enters the body, all the conditions in the body are clearly visible. But it was precisely because Lu Jin knew what was going on that he felt even more that the girl in front of him was definitely being manipulated. Because the girl named Xiao in front of her is malnourished simply because she has not taken in nutrients for a long time. Lu Jin injected some vital energy into her, and Xiao's complexion obviously became much better. When she had absorbed almost all the energy, the girl named Xiao Yu also woke up. Elder sister. Seeing her sister waking up, the girl quickly stepped forward, and the two sisters hugged each other tightly. At this time, the girl also came to Lu Jin. "My dear friend, I haven't told you our names yet. My name is Len Yun. This is my sister, Len Yu. Xiao, I have met my benefactor. If my benefactor hadn't taken action, my sister would never see you again. The surname is Leng, which is a relatively rare surname among Shenhan." Seeing that the two sisters were about to kowtow to express their gratitude, Lu Jin directly raised his hand and used his true energy to stop their actions. "If you have nowhere to go in the future, I can take you to live in Qianlong Town." Qianlong Town? Len Yun's eyes widened. That was the legendary town known as Utopia. "I don't know how many people are trying to get in and live in it. Do you really have a chance to enter that paradise life?" At this moment, Black Guard suddenly appeared next to Lu Jin. Replying to "My lord, we have dissected the corpses and indeed found abnormalities among the corpses. There is a strange elixir in the Danshan area of these corpses. We found a prisoner to test this elixir. Subsequently, we discovered that these pills can certainly control people. Later, we also investigated the medical center and the pharmacy and found that there was indeed a cooperative relationship between the pharmacy and the medical center, but the two only exchanged interests. So, the problem should lie with that medical clinic. In Luoyang City, there is a remote medical clinic. A white-haired old man had just sent away a patient, and he counted with his fingers. If you do the math, My future disciple should have suffered a disaster by now. At this time, it's time for me to take action. But suddenly, the expression of the white-haired old man changed drastically. Because in his deduction just now, his future was actually swallowed by a huge 5-clawed golden dragon. What's the situation? Someone cut off the beard? A man with great fortune for his country was cut off. The white-haired old man wanted to deduce the identity of the man who cut off the beard. No need to deduce, I'm already here. Before he finished speaking, Lu Jin's figure had already appeared in the medical center. The moment he saw Lu Jin, the old man's eyes widened, as if he had seen a ghost. Saint Realm. I didn't expect that I, Zhou Ci, would actually be able to see the existence of a saint in my lifetime. Oh. Lu Jin narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at the old man in front of him. Unexpectedly, this person is the famous Zhou Ci, a Taoist from the left. And it was he who single-handedly caused the tragedy of the two sisters Len Yun and Len Yu. At the same time, he can see Lu Jin's realm, which means that this person's realm is no longer as simple as the first-level realm. Half-step saint? Or the realm of saints? Or, it's a higher fairyland. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 83. The two looked at each other, and after a long time, Zhou Ci made a move. In an instant, violent Genkai fluctuations burst out. Zhou Ci waved his sleeves, and a strong wind hit Lu Jin directly. Immediately afterwards, Zhou Ci took out a pill. Seeing this, Lu Jin immediately put on the 9-dragon helmet, and the shadow of Xianyuan ancient sword appeared in his hand. Cut! With a slash of the sword, the strong wind was directly split in half. A trace of surprise flashed in Zhou Ci's eyes, and he reflexively raised his hand to resist the sword energy in front of him. But in the next second, all his sleeves exploded, and the violent energy made him take a few steps back before he could stabilize his body. Oh? So you are just a half-saint. After a fight, Lu Jin immediately realized the opponent's true strength. A half-step saint, above the first level and below a saint. In this case, Lu Jin does not need to be afraid. Compared with a mere half-saint and a true saint like himself, the gap is not even a tiny bit. On the opposite side, Zhou Ci looked at the wound on his palm, and his qi circulated, and the wound gradually healed. But recalling the blow just now, Zhou Ci felt a lingering fear in his heart. No. If he continues to fight head-on, he will definitely not be his opponent. Thinking of this, Zhou Ci was ready to use his true energy to stimulate the elixir in his hand. But in an instant, Lu Jin burst out a ray of true energy from his fingertips, directly smashing the pill into pieces. The elixir was shattered, and a trace of panic appeared on Zhou Ci's face. Before he could react, Lu Jin appeared directly in front of him. Xianyuan ancient sword slashed directly. The speed was so fast that even Zhou Ci had no time to react and was directly beheaded by Lu Jin's sword. The corpse of Zhou Ci in front of him was separated, but in the next second, his figure turned into a clay doll and fell to the ground. The clay doll fell to the ground and fell apart. And Zhou Ci's voice came from the clay doll. Take away my medicine boy and destroy my clone. I, Zhou Ci, will remember this. Wait until the last ray of true energy in the air dissipates. Zhou Ci's voice never sounded again. Looking at the clay doll in front of him, Lu Jin narrowed his eyes. No wonder it was only in the semi-saint realm, it turned out that this was just a clone of Zhou Ci. After all, in the memory of his previous life, Zhou Ci's realm was truly that of an immortal. It is too strange to only have the semi-saint realm now. Moreover, according to the system announcement in the previous life, Lu Jin could learn about it. Only when a dynasty completely collapses and falls into troubled times can beings above saints be born and walk in the world. Although the current Jinhan dynasty exists in name only, as long as Lu Jin does not found the country and proclaim himself emperor, then the troubled times will not really come. No matter how much Zhou Xi threatens him, due to the rules of the system, the most he can do is send his worldly clone to deal with him. But as for the semi-saint level clones, you can kill as many as you want. Ding, congratulations on successfully completing the adventure mission Luoyang Beggar follow-up. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the golden legendary book Golden Liquid Alchemy Sutra. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the golden legendary elixir 10,000 times enlightenment pill. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the golden legendary item God General's Fate. God's Destiny. After Lu Jin saw the system prompt, his eyes lit up. I didn't expect that the reward for this adventure mission would be so generous. In addition to the God General Destiny he obtained last time, he already has 2 God General Destiny in his backpack. However, Lu Jin also knew very well that he just had the strength of a saint to complete this adventure mission. If it were anyone else, the prize for this adventure mission might not be so generous. The adventure mission is really surprising. The previous mission only rewarded 100 gold coins. This follow-up mission rewards so many good things. Putting everything into his backpack, Lu Jin went directly to the palace. In the Luoyang Palace, the 2 sisters Len Yun and Len Yu were standing next to the teleportation altar. Len Yun watched Lu Bian put a lord's heart into the altar, and the entire altar suddenly lit up with a faint light. The teleportation altar has been activated. At this moment, Lu Jin's figure appeared again. Upon seeing this, Lu Bian and Blackguard immediately knelt down to Lu Jin. I've met my lord. The 2 sisters, Len Yun and Len Yu, understood immediately when they saw everyone around them kneeling down to Lu Jin. Lu Jin's identity is probably the legendary Lord of Qian Longtown. It is said that the Lord of Qian Longtown beheaded the eunuchs and destroyed millions of armies of princes. He is considered an invincible master in the world. Len Yun originally thought that for a beggar like him, the most noble people he had ever seen in his life were the wealthy men in Luoyang City. But she didn't expect that today she would meet the legendary Lord of Qian Longtown, Lu Jin. Thinking of this, Len Yun immediately pulled his sister Len Yu and prepared to kneel down. Everyone get up. Lu Jin gave the order and everyone stood up. When the 2 sisters Len Yun and Len Yu saw this, they timidly held the corners of their clothes. Now they didn't know whether they should kneel down or not. Lu Jin came to the 2 of them and stretched out his hand to cover their heads. I have killed the demon who harmed you. I'll give you 2 choices now. The first choice is to go to Qian Longtown to live, and you will have no worries about food and clothing from now on. Second option, I will give you a chance to become my force. Before he finished speaking, Len Yun stood up first and said very firmly. I choose the second one. I told you, I will definitely repay you. Len Yu, who was standing next to him, also knew that if Lu Jin hadn't taken action, he would have died by now. Therefore, faced with this choice, the 2 sisters chose the latter without hesitation. At this moment, Lu Jin saw the attribute panels of the 2 people. Name Len Yun. Positioning none. Realm not in the flow. Loyalty 101, your safety is more important than her life. Name Len Yu. Positioning none. Realm not in the flow. Loyalty 100, die loyal. When Lu Jin saw Len Yun's 101 points of loyalty, he couldn't help but be slightly stunned. Isn't it already a die-hard loyalty when you reach 100 points of loyalty? What's going on with this 101 points of loyalty? But Lu Jin didn't care too much. As long as they reached 100 points of loyalty, it meant they would never betray Lu Jin. With this guarantee, Lu Jin directly gave the fate of God and General to the 2 of them. At this moment, Both Len Yun and Len Yu are like a blank sheet of paper. How far they will grow depends entirely on Lu Jin's training. After bestowing the destiny of a divine general, Lu Jin asked Blackguard to take the two of them to Qianlong town. Moreover, he told Blackguard that when training the two of them next, they must train according to the highest standards. After I return from Yanmen Pass, I hope to see the two of them have a training plan that is in line with the destiny of a god general. After explaining everything, Lu Jin officially prepared to go to Yanmen Pass. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 84. It didn't take Lu Jin much time to get from Luoyang to Yanmen Pass. When he came to the vicinity of Yanmen Pass, he only saw corpses strewn across the field near Yanmen Pass. A large number of corpses were exposed in the wilderness. There were a small number of corpses of the divine lords among them, but more of them were the corpses of the barbarian lords wearing beast skins. Lu Jin took a step forward and came directly to the door of Yanmen. And just when Lu Jin was about to leave and continue to the interior of Yanmen Pass, he suddenly stopped. Among the many corpses and broken arms, he noticed an unusual aura. This smell is no stranger to him. The rough Ians in Luoyang also have such an unusual aura. However, the aura of Yanmen Pass is stronger than that of the rough Ians in Luoyang. It was so strong that Lu Jin couldn't ignore it and directly focused on several of the corpses. Where is the blackguard at Yanmen Pass? My subordinate is here. A blackguard god appeared next to Lu Jin. Lu Jin pointed to a corpse on the ground and asked, "What is the origin of this corpse?" Blackguard just took a look and directly told the origin of the corpse. "Reporting to my lord, this person is a Wuhan cavalryman under Lord Manhu. According to the battle report, this person has the strength of a second-grade warrior. And there is a general named Lu Yun who has the strength of a first-class military general." "Oh! A second-grade warrior, a first-grade general?" Lu Jin was a little surprised by this result. You know, the lords of each region can obtain powerful troops and generals through opening boxes. But it hasn't been long since they traveled to this world. Now that many lords have just entered the urban era, there are second-grade soldiers and first-grade generals. Otherwise, this barbarian lord is an absolute European emperor, a high-level soldier and a first-class military commander directly created. Or use some method to forcibly create an extremely powerful cavalry unit. If it was the latter, Lu Jin would have to be more vigilant. Manhu can create a first-grade general, but there is no guarantee that he will be able to create a super first-grade general one day. After all, the strength of generals in Hunyuan continent is calculated based on their reputation. Lu Yun? This general himself has never heard of his existence. Autopsy the corpses of these Wuhan cavalrymen and Lu Yun. If you find any results, please inform me immediately. My subordinate understands. After that, 2 more blackguards appeared on the battlefield. They lifted up all the bodies of Wuhan cavalry and Lu Yun. Seeing this, Lu Jin dodged and came directly to the city wall. On the city wall, Kuang Ma Chao and Ma Dianwei were sitting on the ground, looking at the floor intently. They didn't even notice that Lu Jin was approaching them. Lu Jinzhen was curious about what the two of them were doing when he took a closer look. Good guy. The two of them were actually playing tic-tac-toe on the floor tiles of Yanmenguan city wall. Ha ha ha, I won again, now it's 345 wins and 344 losses. Damn. I finally overtook you, but I lost again so quickly. Young man, you are still too young. Hey, old man, I don't know how much older you are than me. Why are you pretending to be so stupid? Just when the two were about to fight, Magic Wei raised his head and saw Lu Jin directly behind Kuang Ma Chao. His eyes widened and he was speechless for a long time. But Kuang Ma Chao hadn't realized yet that after all, Lu Jin, who was in the Saint realm, could keep his aura restrained. Even Kuang Ma Chao, who was focusing his attention on tic-tac-toe at this time, did not immediately notice Lu Jin behind him. Kuang Macao looked at Magician Wei with a shocked face and said somewhat speechlessly, "Lao Dian, are you a little shameless? Do you think I will really be fooled if you act like the master is behind me? You have lied to me 10 times. Do you really think I am easy to lie to? This time it's your turn to go first." Unexpectedly, Magician Wei ignored him and knelt down on the city wall, shouting respectfully, "I've met my lord." Seeing Magic Wei like this, Kuang Macao laughed loudly. Okay, Lao Dian, you're doing this again, aren't you? Do you think I can do the same trick twice? Please continue your performance." At this time, Magician Wei was sweating from behind, and he couldn't help but wink at Kuang Macao. Kuang Macao couldn't help but feel a little thump in his heart when he saw Magician Wei winking at him. Something's wrong, this time the old classic looks real. Why don't you use your true energy to explore behind you? Wrong. Last time, I used my true energy to quietly explore the situation behind me, but was directly caught by Lao Dian. He laughed at himself for a while because of this. He had to hold back. This old guy was full of tricks and he must not be fooled again. Snapped. Suddenly, a hand fell on Kuang Macao's shoulder. "It looks like you two are having a lot of fun here." Hearing this familiar voice, Kuang Macao stiffened. Lu Jin sat directly between the two of them. "Come on, you two continue playing." At this time, Kuang Macao and Ma Dianwei broke into cold sweat on their foreheads. Unexpectedly, Lu Jin would suddenly come to Yanmen Pass, which was equivalent to being caught by the boss directly. In this situation, even Kuang Macao and Ma Dianwei felt their hearts beating fast. Fortunately, Zhao Yun returned in time at this time. The monster beast fell from the sky in a strong wind and turned into an ordinary size and landed directly on top of the city wall. When Zhao Yun saw Lu Jin, he immediately knelt down in front of Lu Jin. "I have met my lord. I just went to the barbarian area to observe. I did not greet my lord in time. Please forgive me." Exploring the barbarian area? What did you gain? As soon as these words came out, Zhao Yun's eyes lit up and he directly presented a piece of information to Lu Jin. "This is the information obtained by my subordinate's investigation. According to my preliminary observations, the inside of Manhu is more complicated than we imagined. The entire Manhu area is divided into 36 clans, and there are 108 tribes under the 36 clans. Among the 108 tribes, the Xiongnu lords are powerful, followed by the Wuhang tribe lords. Manhu's cavalry, there are far more cavalry units here than Zhenhan's cavalry units. In addition, among some tribes, we found some strange totems." Totem. Lu Jin was keenly aware of this word. Lu Jin opened the information paper provided by Zhao Yu, and there were several totem patterns painted on it. At this moment, Lu Jin saw a familiar pattern. A totem pattern that resembles a goshawk. And those Wuhan cavalry and first-grade General Lu Yuan also have such totem patterns. "Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms." Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 85. It seems that the reason why these barbarian lords have high-level arms and first-level warriors. There must be an inseparable relationship with the existence behind these totems. Thinking of this, Lu Jin called the Black Guard. "Gather manpower and start infiltrating the barbarian area. Especially pay attention to the tribes where these totems are located. I need to know the meaning behind these totems. And what methods do these tribes use to improve their own strength?" After receiving the order, Black Guard immediately disappeared. Lu Jin looked at Zhao Yun in front of him and admired it very much. "Very good, you did a good job on this. I have always made clear rewards and punishments. Zilong's intelligence investigation work this time is very important." After returning to Jianlong town, I specifically allow you to study at Jixia Academy for 1 month. Borrow for 1 month. Zhao Yun's eyes lit up. This is a great opportunity. Thinking of this, Zhao Yun immediately knelt down in front of Lu Jin. Thank you, my lord. Later, Lu Jin set his sights on Kuang Ma Chao and Ma Dianwei. You two have made great contributions to pacifying Yanmen Pass. Those 2 magic weapons are my reward for you. Hearing these words, Ma Dianwei and Kuang Ma Chao were ecstatic. They thought that when Lu Jin came this time, he would take back their 2 magic soldiers. But now it seems that the big stone in their hearts has finally landed smoothly. Later, Lu Jin set up the teleportation altar at Yanmen Pass and activated the teleportation altar using the Lord's heart left over from the treasure chest he opened earlier. After everyone stepped on the teleportation altar, Lu Jin directly activated the teleportation altar. With a flash of white light, when everyone saw the scene in front of them clearly again, they were already in Qianlong Town. It only takes a split second to get from Yanmen Pass to Qianlong Town. This is too amazing. Thousands of miles away, in the blink of an eye, I didn't expect that my lord would actually get such a magical treasure again. In the future, can't we use the teleportation altar to transport soldiers? Zhao Yun and others looked at the teleportation altar at their feet and felt excited. Lu Jin did not stay too long at the teleportation altar. After returning to Qianlong Town, he returned to the city lord's mansion. After returning to the city lord's mansion, he didn't slack off at all and started studying the art of typing directly. Among all the legendary books he has obtained, only the art of typing can be regarded as a true immortal book. If Lu Jin could thoroughly study the art of typing, he might be able to step into the immortal realm with half a foot. The appearance of Zhou Si and Manhu's strange totem gave Lu Jin a sense of urgency. Although the current Qianlong Town is powerful, it is still a bit difficult to deal with the existence of the immortal realm. Before he was sure whether the beings behind Manhu's totems were in the immortal realm, Lu Jin still needed to be more vigilant and not relax at all. Just like this, for several days in a row, Lu Jin never left the Lord's mansion. And that morning, as soon as Lu Jin woke up from the gentle countryside composed of many beauties, he received some news from Barbarian Hu. Reporting to my lord, after a short investigation by our black guards, we found that the totems are mainly divided into 7. These 7 totems are the goshawk, the lone wolf, the fierce horse, the giant elephant, the poisonous snake, the hyena, and the vulture. There are 7 different types of shamans in each of the 7 totems. It is said that as long as someone can meet the needs of the shaman and offer sacrifices to the totem, he can gain extraordinary power. It's just that these needs and sacrifice requirements are extremely demanding, and few tribes can meet their conditions. After listening to the report, Lu Jin understood immediately. In his previous life, he had heard rumors about the barbarian shaman. The existence of those barbarian shamans is actually similar to the adventure missions of the divine men. Each barbarian shaman needs different things at different times. It is estimated that the barbarian lord had some bad luck. After completing the shaman's needs and sacrifices, he obtained a first-level warrior and 100 high-level warriors. Troops. Unfortunately, the troops and generals he had worked so hard to obtain were now vulnerable to Lu Jin. Lu Jin put away the information and asked the Black Guard to continue to explore the news about totems and shamans in the Manhu area. If someone completes the shaman's requirements and offers sacrifices to receive rewards, they must pass the information back to Lu Jin. My subordinates understand. Lu Jin touched his chin as he watched the Black Guard disappear. Zhou Si appeared, and even Barbarian appeared with various totem shamans. It seems that it is because of my rebirth that the world's progress has accelerated. Originally, these things would not appear until at least a few years later. But it comes so early now. This shows that Lu Jin's rebirth has seriously affected the course of this world. This also warned Lu Jin to develop the territory faster. As the world process collapses to a higher degree, the advantage of one's own rebirth will gradually be erased. He must speed up his pace and make his territory invincible before his advantage disappears. At this moment, Lu Jin's private message suddenly lit up. Lu Jin opened the private message and saw that the person who sent him the private message was Bei Mingxiu from Liangzhou. Why is this guy sending me another message? Afterwards, Lu Jin opened the private chat panel. Liangzhou Bei Mingxiu, Boss Lu Jin, thanks to your intervention, otherwise Bingzhou would have been occupied by those barbarians. Jizhu Lu Jin, it only takes a little effort. Liangzhou Bei Mingxiu, Mr. Lu Jin is being humble, don't say too many polite words, I know you don't often watch the chat channel, so I specially brought you this news. With that said, Lu Jin saw news coming from Bei Mingxiu in Liangzhou. And above it is an official document. After reading the contents of the official document, Lu Jin narrowed his eyes and showed an intriguing smile. Interesting. This official document mainly contains two contents. One of the contents is that Lu Biao, the governor of Jingzhou, died of illness. After his death, Lu Biao gave the position of governor of Jingzhou to Liu Bei. Many lords are no strangers to this process. What makes Lu Jin feel intriguing is that Lu Biao should be in strong health now, so how could he suddenly die of illness? Logically speaking, it was not Lu Biao's turn to die now, but he just died like this. Immediately afterwards, the second article of the official document stated that Liu Bei was recruiting talents. Whether it's a bandit or a stranger, as long as you're willing to work for him, he won't refuse anyone who comes. Absorb rogues and welcome strangers. Obviously, Liu Bei is a drunkard who is not interested in drinking. His main target is probably the soldiers and horses under the alien lord. Being able to realize this, Liu Bei may have an expert behind him to take action. Lu Jin already knew this candidate. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 86. In Jingzhou Mansion, Liu Bei sat high on the desk, overlooking the many wise ministers below. At this moment, Liu Bei felt as if there was a fire rising in his heart. And this flame is also called ambition. He used to be just a lowly person selling straw sandals, but now he has transformed into a Jingzhou herdsman. Dominate Jingzhou, and have all the wise ministers and powerful generals under his command. With this capital, do I still need to continue to support the Han dynasty? Liu Bei narrowed his eyes slightly, and something seemed to awaken in his heart. Next to him, an old Taoist wearing a purple robe noticed the change in Liu Bei's mentality and couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. That's right. As someone with great luck, how could your ambition succumb to this? At this time, Liu Bei looked at everyone in the audience. Today, the Han dynasty exists in name only, and all the princes in the world are divided into one party. I, Liu Bei and Lu Suand, are fortunate to have received your help to get where I am today. Especially Taoist Zhou and Mr. Zudge. Without the help of these two people, we stupid people will never be qualified for the position of Jingzhou shepherd. In the future, I ask you to take more care of me. I, Lu Suand, would like to thank you. After a speech, many generals and advisors in the audience responded one after another, showing their loyalty. Zhuliang looked at Zhou Taoist on the side and couldn't help but sneered in his heart. As a top advisor, how could he not know that the death of Liu Biao, the shepherd of Jingzhou, had traces of the Taoist left in it? I'm afraid it was the Taoist Zhou who had tampered with things and caused Liu Biao to fall early and Liu Bei to take over. However, even if he knew it, Zhuliang didn't say anything. Because he learned through deduction of heavenly secrets that Liu Biao's death and Liu Bei's rise to power were in compliance with heaven's will. Zhou Taoist just started this matter in advance. Moreover, this matter was beneficial to Liu Bei, so Zhuliang said nothing more. At this moment, Taoist Zhou stepped forward and cupped his hands. Lord, although we have occupied Jingzhou, the surrounding states and counties are still in chaos. I suggest that while our troops are strong now, we can immediately send troops to pacify the surrounding states and counties. As soon as these words came out, Liu Bei was instantly moved. That's right. He has just become a herdsman in Jingzhou, and his troops are strong. What's more, he has such powerful masters as his second and third brothers. Isn't it easy to take over the surrounding states and counties? Moreover, he had just taken over Jingzhou Mu, and some of Liu Baiao's generals were still dissatisfied with him. In this case, why not send it directly to the front of the battlefield? When he died on the battlefield, didn't he also put an end to his worries? Thinking of this, Liu Bei laughed loudly. Master Zhou is right. Nowadays, warlords everywhere are fighting, and the people are living in dire straits. As a member of the Han dynasty, I, Liu Bei, have the obligation to calm down the troubled times and restore peace to all sentient beings. Hearing these words, Zhuge heart skipped a beat. He immediately guessed Liu Bei's thoughts. But now, they have just taken over Jingzhou. If they send troops rashly, they may cause a change in people's hearts. Moreover, among the warlords and nobles around Jingzhou, which one is not a strong soldier? If you want to take it down, I'm afraid it will take a lot of effort. My lord, I believe that we have just captured Jingzhou and we should first consolidate our foundation. Now we only need to recruit strangers, and we will be able to form a group of powerful soldiers in a few days. With our current military strength, whether we fight against Jiaozhou or Yizhu, even if we win, it will be a miserable victory. Just when Zhuge was trying to persuade Liu Bei, the Taoist next to him jumped out again. He looked at Liu Bei and saw that Liu Bei had hesitated because of Zhuge's words. Upon seeing this, Taoist Zhou immediately spoke. Jiaozhou and Yizhu are just outside powers now. I have received news that in 3 days, there will be a locust plague in Jiaozhou and a severe drought in Yizhu. When the states and counties are in chaos and the people are displaced, I believe Su and Gong will not just watch the people suffer such devastation. What? When Zhuge heard these words, he couldn't help but feel his heart pounding. He didn't even refute the Taoist, and immediately started to deduce it with his fingers. When he finished the deduction, he couldn't help but feel horrified. How can it be? I have deduced the current situation of Yizhu and Jiaozhou before, and they should be in peace. But after my own deduction just now, it turns out that as Zhou Taoist said, in 3 days there will be a severe drought in Yizhu and a locust plague in Jiaozhou. How is this possible? There is only one possibility for this situation to occur. That is, someone took action to create a man-made disaster, and this person's realm was above him. After Zhuge didn't speak for a long time, Liu Bei turned his attention to Zhou Taoist. In that case, I'll get ready and go. Seeing that Liu Bei had adopted his opinion, Taoist Zhou raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Zhuge, although you have the realm of a first-class counselor, but it's still too young compared to me. But don't worry, everything I do is to help Liu Bei rise quickly. Only if he rises quickly can he help me destroy that guy Lu Jin. Thinking of this, Taoist Zhou's eyes flashed with anger. Destroy my clone, cut off my medicine boy, and steal my classics. I, Zhou Ci, have recorded this grudge. On the other side of Cao's mansion, Cao was reviewing documents. At this moment, the voice of the guard outside the door came. Reply to my lord, a letter from the Yuan family in Qingzhou. Yuan family? At this time, the only one who can send a letter to him is Yuan Shao. Send a letter in. Yes. Taking the letter from the guard, Cao opened it directly. Now Yuan Shao can be said to be living in fear every day. Originally, the foundation of the Yuan family was in Jizhu, but now that Lu Jin exists in Jizhu, how dare Yuan Shao set up camp next to the tiger? Therefore, Yuan Shao decisively moved his family to Qingzhou. Now Yuan Shao has established a solid foundation in Qingzhou, and has also discovered an outstanding descendant named Unci in his family. This man is not only talented in both civil and military affairs, but also has the miraculous talent of predicting misfortunes and blessings. With Unci's talented leadership, Yuan Shao has now regained his glory and wants to enter Suzhou. Suzhou. Cao narrowed his eyes slightly. Yuan Benchu's ambition was not small. Just established a foothold in Qingzhou, do you want to enter Suzhou? You know, in Cao's eyes, Suzhou is already in his pocket. As for why Yanzhou was not considered by Cao and Yuan Shao, it was naturally because Yanzhou was close to Jizhu. If Lujing goes south, Yanzhou will definitely become the first target of attack. Whoever loves this hot potato wants it. After Cao thought for a moment, he wrote directly back to Yuan Shao. If you want Suzhou, it depends on whether Cao agrees. Suzhou is in Cao's pocket. If Yuan Shao is willing to change his route and occupy Yanzhou, the two of them can still get along peacefully. But if he insists on taking Suzhou, he doesn't mind letting Yuan Shao taste the power of the tiger and leopard cavalry he just trained. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 87. Cao and Yuan Shao captured Suzhou together, and Liu Bei occupied Jingzhou and prepared to send troops to Jiaozhou. But Sun Jian did not die young because of Lu Jin's interference. He took his generals with him and directly occupied Yangzhou. Now, all the princes have started fighting. But no matter how they fought, they all tacitly understood each other and never had Jizhu's intentions. Compared with the chaotic situation that has begun in other areas, Jizhu is peaceful here. There are no Jizhu pastoralists in Jizhu, but it is more stable and peaceful than any other region. Especially near Sheneng Valley, there are even people living around it who regard Sheneng Valley as a place of pilgrimage precisely because Sheneng Valley is located here. Even the bandits around don't dare to approach here easily. Qianlong town in the Sheneng Valley has naturally become a paradise that everyone dreams of going to. In Qianlong town, Guangmichao and Modian Wei were speechless for a while, looking at the two little bean-like sisters in front of them. Hey, how about you, Lao Dian, train them by yourself. Okay, you go and rest. When the master comes and sees you being lazy, what will he think? Forget it then, I'll just be your sparring partner. Len Yun in front of him was holding a long sword in his hand. Looking at Kuang Ma Chao, who was calm and composed in front of him and didn't pay attention to her at all, he couldn't help but feel angry in his heart. Brush. The cold light suddenly appeared, and Len Yun's movements suddenly became faster. Kuang Macao suddenly felt a chill surge into his heart. Under reflex, Kuang Macao directly raised the shield in his hand. When Len Yun's attack was deflected, Kuang Macao, on the other hand, looked confused as he looked at the stubborn-looking girl in front of him. Damn it! Damn it! Did he actually feel a life-and-death threat just now? How could he be threatened by this brat who was only an 8th-level warrior? Wrong. At this time, Kuang Ma Chao noticed something was wrong. Her aura is no longer that of an 8th-grade warrior, but that of a 7th-grade warrior. Breakthrough. Good guy. This girl has only been in Qianlong town for a few days, and her realm has never reached the mainstream, and she has stepped into the 7th-level warrior? Magician Wei next to him also cast his gaze on Len Yun. Such a fast promotion speed, this is simply more evil than evil. Ordinary warriors may take several years to break through a level, but she only needs a few days. And at this moment, Len Yu next to him broke through. The Leng sisters have both entered the realm of 7th-level warriors. Seeing the breakthrough of the two Leng sisters, Kuang Ma Chao and Mo Dianwei couldn't help but froze in place. What kind of monsters are these two girls that the Lord picked up? At this moment, Yao Daji came to the martial arts arena. Len Yu, it's time to study. At this time, Yao Daji also noticed the changes in the Leng sisters. A flash of surprise flashed across her face, but only for a moment. No wonder the Lord asked me to personally train the Leng sisters, and even allowed them to borrow books from Jixia Academy. This treatment is much higher than that of Zhao Yun back then. However, Zhao Yun has now reached the peak of the first level warrior, and it is only a matter of time before he reaches the super first level. No matter how much they teach Zhao Yun, it will not be of much use. Therefore, Zhao Yun can only improve his realm through the legendary books in Jixia Academy. Arriving at Jixia Academy, Len Yun directly saw Zhao Yun, who was reading the legendary book The Art of War next to him. Zhao Yun had just finished reading a chapter and was still recalling the charm of the book when he noticed Len Yun's gaze. The two looked at each other, and Zhao Yun realized that Len Yun's realm had reached the realm of a 7th level warrior. A sense of crisis suddenly arose in his heart. What a powerful potential! He has only been in Qianlong town for a few days, and he has already reached the level of a 7th level warrior. It is estimated that this person will become a 1st level warrior in a short time. I must break through as soon as possible, otherwise I will be caught up by latecomers. Wouldn't I be living up to my Lord's expectations for me? Thinking of this, Zhao Yun immediately buried his head and continued to study books. And Len Yun looked at Zhao Yun and was thinking in his heart. Is this the talent that Lu Jiangong cultivated before? Ah! He's just a pretty boy, but he's still in the realm of a first-class warrior. I have to speed up my pace. My goal is not the 1st level, nor is it beyond the 1st level. I want to be a saint. I want to become an immortal. When I am stronger than my Lord, I can stay by his side all the time and protect him. Thinking of this, Len Yun smiled. It's just that this smile fell in the eyes of others, making them feel a chill in their backs. Yao Daji looked at Len Yun's smile and couldn't help but sigh in her heart. If this little girl grows up, I'm afraid she will become a sweet burden to the master. At this moment, Lu Jin was in the Lord's mansion, experimenting with the magical skills he had just learned. Thunder and lightning. As soon as he finished speaking, the energy in Lu Jin's palm actually turned into streaks of lightning. Looking at the thunder and lightning that kept jumping in his palm, Lu Jin placed his gaze on one of the vases. Go! The next second, the thunder and lightning in Lu Jin's palm hit the vase directly like an arrow. Almost instantly, the vase exploded and turned into fragments all over the sky. What a powerful attack! After his own energy was transformed into thunder and lightning, his attack power increased by at least 10 times. However, although the attack power of thunder and lightning is extremely high, the control required is also extremely demanding. Even Lu Jin now does not dare to transform all his energy into thunder and lightning. If you really do that, the power of the converted thunder and lightning will be equivalent to 10 times the power of your full strength shot. A saint's strike can destroy the world and destroy the world. 10 times the saint's strike can destroy the world. If the control is not good, the entire Qianlong town may be blown away. Roar! At this moment, a dragon roar came from outside, and the thunder and lightning in Lu Jin's hand was disturbed, and there were faint signs of losing control. Seeing this, Lu Jin directly held it in his palm with a fist, forcibly suppressing the thunder and lightning that was about to agitate in his palm. What's the situation? How come there is a dragon roar coming from Qianlong town? At this moment, a black guard suddenly appeared next to Lu Jin. Reporting to my lord, an earth dragon exceeding the 1st level realm suddenly appeared in Sheneng Valley. The monsters in Sheneng Valley were affected by the power of the local dragon and fell into chaos. If we don't kill this dragon as soon as possible, I'm afraid it will cause a tide of beasts and cause great harm to Qianlong town. A super 1st level earth dragon? Lu Jin frowned slightly and thought to himself. The dragon in Sheneng Valley has been killed by himself. Logically speaking, No dragon beast should be born in such a place. How could an earth dragon suddenly appear, or an earth dragon that surpasses the first level realm? At this moment, Lu Jin suddenly remembered that it was during the Rise of 10,000 Monsters event. Could it be that this earth dragon is a moving monster? Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 88. Opening the 10,000 Demon Ceremony, Lu Jin found out the information about the Earth Dragon without much effort. Red Armored Earth Dragon, Super First Grade, Location, Jizhu, Sheneng Valley. The realm and location are alright. It seems that the one causing trouble in Sheneng Valley should be this Red Armored Earth Dragon. Lu Jin never expected that monsters would come from the sky while he was sitting at home. Most of the Sheneng Valley is a wild area and has not yet been included in the planning of Qianlong Town. Strictly speaking, it is not Lu Jin's territory. But Lu Jin didn't expect that the system would directly send a monster beast beyond the first level realm into Sheneng Valley. Lu Jin sneered and saw lightning flashing. It just so happens that although I have learned the magic of immortality, I have no target to practice on, so it comes to my door on its own, so don't blame me for being ruthless. Name Red Armored Earth Dragon. Positioning Active Monster. Realm Super First Level. Introduction: the dragon beast hides underground all year round. The place where it is located is called the Land of Dragon Vein. During its sleep, the spiritual power it exudes will turn the surrounding area into a paradise. But on the contrary, if it wakes up, it will be a disaster. Weakness: its whole body is covered by thick rock armor, making it difficult for ordinary attacks to damage it, but its head is the only part of it that is not covered by rocks. Looking at the various introductions about the Red Armored Earth Dragon during the 10,000 Demon Ceremony, Lu Jin smiled slightly and recorded all the information about the Red Armored Earth Dragon in his mind. After all the information was recorded, Lu Jin teleported directly to the mountains and forests of Sheneng Valley. Standing on a mountain peak and looking down, I saw that ravines had appeared one after another in the originally lush mountain forest. At the end of the ravine, the Red Armored Earth Dragon was lying on the ground. Its whole body was covered with rocks, and the only exposed part was the dragon's head covered with red scales. At this moment, the Red Armored Earth Dragon bites a first-level diamond monster beast. After the Vajra monster made no movement, the Red Armored Earth Dragon swallowed it in one gulp. Seeing the appearance of the Red Armored Earth Dragon, Lu Jin stood on the mountain peak without any words. The true energy circulated, and in an instant, a dark cloud appeared over the entire Sheneng Valley. Dark clouds enveloped the area where the Red Armored Earth Dragon was, and the eating Red Armored Earth Dragon immediately noticed something was wrong. At this moment, it didn't even have time to taste the delicious food in its mouth, and directly started digging holes in place, trying to get into the ground. Seeing this, Lu Jin snorted coldly. Want to run? Thunder and lightning are coming. Rumble. In the thunder cloud, a bolt of lightning suddenly fell. Boom. Thunder and lightning fell, and a huge gap was opened in the rock armor on the body of the Red Armored Earth Dragon. Seeing the rock armor on his body being chopped into pieces, the Red Armored Earth Dragon's eyes widened. You know, this rock armor was forged by me over thousands of years, using my own energy combined with the surrounding soil. It is so strong that even a master of the first level realm will take a while to break through his own defense. But now, a thunderbolt fell, directly smashing his rock armor into pieces. Such a scene directly shocked the Red Armored Earth Dragon for 10,000 years. How long have you been asleep? Has a saint been born in the human race now? Boom. The next second, the barrel-thick thunder fell again. At this time, the rock armor all over the body of the Red Armored Earth Dragon exploded. The rock armor was split open, and the Red Armored Earth Dragon became even more panicked. It quickly started digging holes, trying to return to the ground again. The ground is too dangerous. I'd better dig a hole and return to my lair quickly. Boom. Another thunderbolt hit it directly on the head. For a moment, the red armored earth dragon felt his eyes turn black and fell directly to the ground. Seeing this, Lu Jin looked at the thunder and lightning beating on his fingertips. Sure enough, with the blessing of immortal magic, my attack power has increased by quite a bit. If the current Lu Jin encounters Zhou clone again, he will definitely chop him to pieces. Final blow. Lu Jin plans to challenge his limits. The true energy in his hands began to gather, and the thunder clouds in the sky became more and more violent. With the continuous injection of Genkai, the thunder clouds in the sky gradually turned into human shapes. His eyes widened with anger, like an evil god, holding a thunderbolt and raining down punishment from heaven. When Lu Jin gradually felt that the power of thunder was about to exceed his control, Lu Jin decisively chose to let go. Boom! The huge thunder turned into a spear and fell from the sky. In an instant, a bolt of thunder appeared across the entire Sheneng Valley. The red armored earth dragon walked away without any pain, and was directly killed by Lu Jin while losing consciousness. After the red armored earth dragon died, its bones gradually turned into dots of fluorescence and disappeared in place. After all, it is a mobile monster. Even if it dies, it will not leave any bones. After the fluorescent light dissipated, only a treasure box and a gift bag were left in place. Ding! Congratulations on getting the golden legendary red dragon treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations on getting the golden legendary gift pack 10 resource gift pack. Collect treasure chests and resource packs. Lu Jin didn't hesitate at all, he took out the treasure box and prepared to open it on the spot. Ding! Do you want to spend 50,000 gold coins to upgrade the golden legendary red dragon treasure chest to the golden legendary dragon king treasure chest? Upgrade. After Lu Jin upgraded, the system prompt popped up again. Ding! Do you want to spend 100,000 gold coins to upgrade the golden legendary dragon king treasure chest to the golden legendary dragon god treasure chest? When he saw this system prompt, the corners of Lu Jin's mouth rose slightly. It seems that this treasure chest is relatively rare and can be upgraded twice in a row. Keep upgrading. The rarer the treasure chest, the higher the value of its items after upgrading. Why not upgrade? Ding! Congratulations on getting the golden legendary dragon god treasure chest. Next, the system prompt tone did not sound again. Lu Jin directly chose to open the treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations on getting the golden legendary plant dragon god blood grass. Ding! Congratulations on getting the golden legendary plant rose of thorns. Ding! Congratulations on getting the only special building Four Seasons garden. A series of system prompts sounded. And Lu Jin's eyes first fell on the only special building. The only thing special, these 4 words alone are enough to prove the gold content of this golden legendary dragon god's treasure chest. So, Lu Jin went directly back to Qianlong town, found an open space and placed the Four Seasons garden in the open space. The next second, a huge garden that looked like a glass castle appeared in the open space of Qianlong town. The entire garden is divided into 2 parts, one is the greenhouse and the other is the outdoor garden. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 89. The soil outside is bright black. Compared with the fertile soil among thousands of acres of fertile fields, it contains richer spiritual power and nutrients. Compared with outdoor gardens, indoor greenhouses are more exquisite. In this huge castle made of glass, one piece of land is isolated from another. Different cultivation rooms have different soil and growing environments. Lu Jin turned around and had to sigh. With this 4-season garden, even a first-grade elixir can thrive here. Thinking of this, Lu Jin directly opened the property panel of Four Seasons garden. Name Four Seasons Garden. Level First Class Special Building. Available Breeding Room, 100/100. Usable Fertile Soil, 1000/1000. Materials required for next upgrade. 1 million units of sand, 1 million units of jade, 500,000 units of fertile soil, 500,000 units of coal. P.S. After upgrading, the quality and quantity of the breeding room and fertile soil can be improved. The cultivation room can grow 100 plants. The fertile soil outdoors can grow 1000 plants. Lu Jin touched his chin and couldn't help but murmured in his heart that this amount was a little too small. There are 100 plants indoors and 1000 plants outdoors. This is not enough to fill the teeth in Qianlong town. It seems that only some special plants can be planted here. Thinking of this, Lu Jin decisively took out the two legendary plants he had just obtained from his backpack. Dragon God Bloodgrass and Thorn Rose. First, Lu Jin took out the Dragon God Bloodgrass, and a blood-red weed-like plant appeared in his hand. The moment it was taken out, an astonishing aura erupted from the Dragon God Bloodgrass. Lu Jin could clearly feel that the surrounding spiritual energy was being absorbed by the Dragon God Bloodgrass, so much that it even turned into a spiritual vortex. Good guy. As soon as this guy appeared on the scene, he showed his amazing abilities. Lu Jin immediately planted it in the fertile soil outdoors. At this moment, the attribute panel of Dragon God Bloodgrass appeared in front of Lu Jin. Name Dragon God Bloodgrass. Quality Golden Legend. Grade Super First Grade. Effect 1 Stop bleeding and reduce injuries, bring the dead back to life. Effect 2 Mobilize your true energy and achieve explosive breakthroughs. Effect 3 Dispel filth and remove poison. Lu Jin was dazzled by the series of effects. After Lu Jin read it, Lu Jin finally understood. The function of this Dragon God Bloodgrass can be said to be universal. Unfortunately, Lu Jin only obtained one plant, and it would be difficult to cultivate it. After all, its quality is golden legendary level, and its grade is still superior to the first grade elixir. If Lu Jin had not obtained the Four Seasons Garden, just saving it would have been a problem. But Lu Jin took a look at the state of Dragon God Bloodgrass. Name Dragon God Bloodgrass. Growth progress 1%. Soil quality poor quality. Time required to grow to the next stage, 105 years, 4 months, and 2 days. It actually takes 100 years to grow to the next stage. Moreover, Dragon God Bloodgrass evaluation of fertile soil is actually inferior. Is this plant so tricky? After much deliberation, Lu Jin transplanted it into an indoor breeding room. When he transplanted the Dragon God Bloodgrass indoors, Lu Jin suddenly discovered that the attribute panel of the Dragon God Bloodgrass had undergone earth-shaking changes. Name Dragon God Bloodgrass. Growth progress 2%. Soil quality perfect. The time required to grow to the next stage, 5 months and 26 days. Good guy. After being transplanted indoors, the growth progress of Dragon God Bloodgrass directly increased by 1%. The role of the breeding room is more terrifying than Lu Jin imagined. At this time, Lu Jin placed Thorn Rose in the breeding room. Name Bramble Rose. Quality Golden Legend. Grade Super First Grade. Effect 1 Differentiation, the differentiated flowers can attack enemies. Effect 2 Anesthesia, carrying anesthetic toxin, can paralyze existences below the first level. Effect 3 Entanglement, the flower vine can be extended indefinitely, entangling the enemy to death. After seeing all the effects of thorns and roses, Lu Jin touched his chin and made a conclusion. This is a defensive plant, almost as effective as a defensive tower. Unlike defense towers, thorn roses can be hidden in the ground and flower beds, making it difficult for intruders to detect them. Thinking of this, Lu Jin looked at the growth state of thorns and roses. The thorn rose in front of you is the main flower. As long as it does not die, the differentiated thorn rose can still thrive. On the contrary, if it dies, all the thorns and roses it differentiates will also die. And only the main flower can differentiate into other thorn roses. The differentiated thorn roses do not have the ability to differentiate. Lu Jin looked at the growth panel of thorn rose. Growth progress 50%. Soil quality perfect. Time required to grow to the next stage, 59 minutes and 20 seconds. What's the situation? Lu Jin was stunned when he saw how long it took for thorns and rose to grow. There is 50% growth progress right after planting? It only takes an hour to differentiate into a brand new thorn rose. This growth rate is completely opposite to that of the dragon god bloodgrass next door. After a while, the thorn rose differentiated into a brand new flower. Lu Jin picked the flower and found that the thorn rose immediately curled up and turned into a flower ball. This method should be a way for thorn rose to preserve its own nutrients. Curling up into a ball not only facilitates movement, but can even preserve its own nutrients, allowing the differentiated thorn roses to be carried farther away. Lu Jin held the flower ball in his hand and came to the entrance of Qianlong town. Lu Jin threw the flower ball into a flower bed. When the flower bulb touches the soil, it stretches out and countless roots grow from the end of the flower vine. After a while, the thorn roses set up camp in this flower bed. However, the current thorny rose is still a juvenile and has limited attack power. Just as Lu Jin was about to turn around and leave, he suddenly heard a voice coming from behind. Oh my god, is this the legendary Qianlong town? Such a rich aura, it is indeed called a paradise for no reason. Yuanhua, your nose is still so sensitive. As doctors, of course we must have a sensitive nose, otherwise we can't even distinguish the smell of medicinal materials, so what else can we do? I saw two gray-haired old men walking in from the entrance of the town. Seeing that there were no demon cavalry escorting these two old men, Lu Jin turned his eyes to the two old men with great interest. They actually came directly to Qianlong town without being escorted by the demon cavalry. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 90. You know, everyone entering Sheneng Valley will be escorted by demon cavalry all the way. The demon cavalry with the strength of a first-grade warrior escorted them. Even the demon beasts in Sheneng Valley did not dare to touch the demon cavalry easily. And if someone is confident enough in his own strength, he can enter the Sheneng Valley alone without being escorted by the demon cavalry. Of course, except for the talents recruited by themselves using talent recruitment orders. Few people make it through the Sheneng Valley unscathed. But now, there are two old men standing at the entrance of Qianlong town, with no demon cavalry escorting them behind. It shows that these two old men crossed the Sheneng Valley only by their own abilities. Lu Jin was a little curious and directly checked the attribute panels of the two people. After all, being able to cross the Sheneng Valley alone without relying on demon cavalry is more or less a talent. But when Lu Jin saw their names, he couldn't help but be slightly stunned. Qianlong town actually attracted these two people? Name Hua Tuo. Position Doctor. Realm 4th level warrior. Loyalty 4-5. Name Zhang Ji. Position Doctor. Realm 4th level warrior. Loyalty 4-5. Hua Tuo. And this Zhang Ji, isn't he the famous medical sage Zhang Zhongjing in later generations? These two are well-known doctors, but they didn't expect that they would end up in Sheneng Valley. The most important thing is that Lu Jin discovered that the strength of these two people was only that of 4th-grade warriors. The strength of a 4th-grade warrior can actually cross the Sheneng Valley, which is filled with all kinds of 1st-grade monsters. Interesting. It seemed that the two of them had used some special method to conceal their auras. Only then can we arrive at Qianlong town safely. At this moment, Hua Tuo's nose moved slightly, as if he smelled something. After he took a breath, his eyes suddenly fell on the flower bed next to Lu Jin. With a snap, Hua Tuo and Zhang Ji came directly to the flower bed. Then, the two of them stared closely at the thorns and roses in front of them. If I guess correctly, this flower should be the legendary extinct thorn rose. Wait a moment, let me open my illustrated book of extinct plants and check it out first. Zhang Ji immediately took out an illustrated book from his luggage. After some comparison, the two were even more sure. The thorn rose in front of me is one of the extinct plants. This flower should be differentiated. The real main flower should be deep in Qianlong town. Hua Tuo stretched out his hand to touch the thorn rose, and Zhang Ji next to him immediately grabbed Hua Tuo's little hand that was ready to move. What are you doing? Don't want to die. This is a thorn rose that can kill a first-grade warrior. With our small bodies, if we are caught, we will definitely die. Brambles and roses are no better than those monsters. You can't fool them with medicinal powder. After being reminded by Zhang Ji, Hua Tuo also retracted his hand sarcastically. Sorry, I'm just too excited. Qianlong town is really a magical place, you can even see the extinct thorn rose. At this time, Zhang Ji touched his chin and muttered to himself. Perhaps this is the stable place I dream of. Then why don't you, old gentleman, just settle in Qianlong town? Lu Jin next to him seized this opportunity and began to persuade the two of them to stay in Qianlong town. The two relied on their own medical knowledge and were able to cross the Sheneng Valley with only the bodies of fourth-grade warriors. Lu Jin had to leave the two of them in Qianlong town. Qianlong town now needs talents like Hua Tuo and Zhang Ji. At this time, Zhang Ji and Hua Tuo set their sights on Lu Jin. After Zhang Ji looked Lu Jin up and down, his expression immediately became serious, he raised his hands and spoke respectfully. Zhang Ji, a commoner, has met Mr. Lu, the Lord of the Hidden Dragon. Oh! Lu Jin didn't expect that Zhang Ji in front of him actually revealed his identity. This made Lu Jin a little curious. How did you know my identity? At this time, Zhang Ji's eyes fell on Lu Jin's hand. Lu Jin glanced at his palm and suddenly realized. As top doctors, the two have a sense of smell for herbal medicine that is far beyond ordinary people. I had come into contact with dragon god bloodgrass and thorn rose before, so my hands were naturally contaminated with the scent of both. Both are golden legendary plants, so it goes without saying that they are rare. Being able to come into contact with such a rare plant proves Lu Jin's identity. Lu Jin clapped his hands and couldn't help but admire Zhang Ji's keenness. At this time, Hua Tuo suddenly said, Master Lu, there must be other plants in Qianlong town. Because I noticed that you smell like more than one plant. Speaking of this, the two of them were also a little uneasy. After all, such a rare plant must be in the core area of Qianlong town. The two of them are just outsiders. It is indeed inappropriate to want to pry into other people's secrets when they first came to Qianlong town. Unexpectedly, Lu Jin didn't care and took the two of them directly to the Four Seasons Garden. When they arrived at the Four Seasons Garden, Zhang Ji and Hua Tuo's eyes widened. Is this a fairyland? I thought Qianlong town's spiritual power was already abundant, but compared with this place, it's like heaven and earth. Even if it is a weed, if it lives in such an environment for a long time, it will transform into a panacea sooner or later. The cave heaven paradise is nothing more than this. At this moment, Zhang Ji and Hua Tuo discovered the dragon god bloodgrass. The two of them looked at the scarlet-blooded spiritual grass in the breeding room, their mouths wide open and unable to speak for a long time. Dragon god bloodgrass. This is a legendary herb that only exists in legends and is known as the king of all medicines. Unexpectedly, they would be able to see the true face of dragon god bloodgrass in their lifetime. It's unmistakable, the smell, and the look. It's exactly the same as the dragon god bloodgrass in the legend of Baiko. I didn't expect it to actually exist. I thought it was just a legend. Looking at the dragon god bloodgrass in front of him, Zhang Ji felt as if he had realized a major life wish. After a long time, Zhang Ji seemed to have made some kind of decision. "Brother Yuanhua, I'm afraid I can't go on with you anymore." Hearing these words, Hua Tuo seemed to know something. Zhang Ji was obsessed with herbal medicine all his life. In terms of knowledge of herbal medicine, Hua Tuo was far behind Zhang Ji. And now, he encountered two legendary plants in Qianlong town. For him, this road has come to an end. From now on, even if he continues to move forward for the sake of their friendship, his thoughts will remain here forever. After seeing legendary plants, Zhang Ji would probably treat other elixirs as trivial things. Zhang Ji decided that he would stay and cultivate legendary plants.